Good day students, I am Somasundaram from Bharatdasanar Metric Higher Secondary School, Arakonam. Today, the same topic, we are continuing to understand the solutions. Okay. What is a solution? It is actually a mixture. When you take a water molecule, if you dissolve some sodium chloride in it, it is actually a solution. So, it is a simple mixture, homogeneous mixture. Okay. Now, what is our aim? In this video, we are going to discuss when you dissolve or when you mix two liquids, it will form a liquid-liquid solution. So, we are going to discuss about a liquid-liquid solution. First, when you dissolve two liquids, what is happening with the solvent as well as the solute? That is what we are going to discuss today. So, now Raoult's law. This is a law which states about the vapor pressure of liquid-liquid solution. When you have a pure solvent, the vapor pressure of the pure solvent will be high. The same applies for a solute also, because here the solute also a liquid. So, the vapor pressure is high. But when you dissolve or when you mix them together, what will happen? The vapor pressure will be changing for the mixture, that means a solution. Okay. So, we are going to find out how it is happening. Okay. So, first Raoult's law. What is Raoult's law? For a solution of volatile liquid, note that word students, the liquid must be volatile, then only it will make a vapors. So, for a solution of volatile liquids, the partial vapor pressure of each component, because each component can express a pressure. Okay. That pressure can be called as partial pressure of the individual component. Okay. Component of the solution is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the each component. Okay. So, directly proportional to the mole fraction of the each component. That is what the Raoult's law says. So, now we are going to give the physical expression for Raoult's law. See students, here I have given two beakers. In these two beakers, we have two different liquids. One is A, another one is B. Let us consider this as A and the another liquid as B. Okay. We have two liquids. See, when the liquid, it is a volatile liquid, as it is volatile liquid, it is giving some vapors. Some vapors are evaporated. Consider these vapors as vapor A, VA. VA. And what about the pressure? See, it is exerting some pressure. The pressure must be called as P naught A, because it is a pure component. We are not mixing anything here. So, it is a pure solvent. So, the component express the solvent pressure as P naught A. What about the next one? In the next liquid, B, it is also creating some vapors above the liquid. The liquid must be known as VB. The vapor must be known as VB, and it creates the pressure, right? The pressure must be called as P naught B, because it is a pure solvent. P naught B. Okay. Now, we are going to mix them together and it will make a solution. So, this is a solution. Okay, now, even though it is a solution, it is also containing two liquids in it. So, it also creates some vapors above this solution. It also creates some vapors above it. The vapor also exerting some pressure, but now we are having two different vapors, vapor A and vapor B. Because of that, the pressure must be called as total pressure. Okay, that is total pressure PT. PT. So, what is PT? Total pressure. According to Dalton's law of vapor pressure, if you have two components in a single chamber as a gaseous molecule, the total pressure must be equal to the sum of the partial pressure of each component. So, here in this chamber we have two gases, one is A and another one is B. If you have partial pressure PA and then the partial pressure of B as PB, the total pressure PT is equal to PA plus PB, the sum. Okay. So, Pt is equal to Pa plus Pb. See students, we can find out P naught A and also less P naught B experimentally, as well as what about Pt? That is also can be found using experimental works. But what about Pa and Pb? Yes, we can't find out because it is a mixture. Here you can't identify or you can't calculate or you can't experimentally find out the value of Pa and Pb. Then how can we calculate it? Yes, it is possible according to Raoult's law. What the Raoult's law saying? The partial pressure is directly related with the mole fraction. Okay, mole fraction in liquid solution, liquid. So Pa, that is directly related with Xa. Then what about Pb? That is directly related with mole fraction of the B. Okay, so Xa, Pa is directly related with Xa, Pb is directly related with Xb. Now we are going to equate both. What will happen? Pa, that is equal to, we have to introduce a constant, right? The constant is nothing but the pure gas solvent. Okay, the pure gas vapor. So P naught A as well as into Xa. The same applies for Pb also. So Pb, that is equal to, here also we are going to introduce the same constant. The constant is nothing but the pure vapor pressure of B, P naught B into Xb. So using this expression we can identify the partial pressure of each component A as well as B. Now what about Pt? Now we can substitute the values of Pa as well as Pb. It will be P naught A into Xa plus P naught B into Xb. So this is called as Raoult's law equation. So this, using this equation we can identify whether a solution is ideal or not. Okay, so that is why it is called as ideal solution equation. Ideal solution equation. If a solution obeys this equation, then we can call it as ideal solution. If it doesn't obey, then it must be called as non-ideal solution. Okay. Now here also we are going to represent a graph. What it is saying? See here the vapor pressure in the y-axis as well as the mole fraction in the x-axis, the same as our Henry's law. Okay. So vapor pressure at the y-axis, mole fraction in the x-axis. But here we are having two liquids, both of them having different mole fraction. We are considering them as Xa and Xb, but here the representation is X1 and X2. Both are similar. Okay. When the X1 is equal to 1, what about the X2? X1, when the X1 is equal to 1, X2 must be 0, because when the X1 is equal to 1, it states that we are having only a only compound. Okay, it is pure. Okay, so there is no 2 X2, so that is why 0. Then what is happening? If you go from left hand side to right hand side, what is happening? 1 is decreasing. The value of X1 is decreasing up to 0. Here the X1 value is 0. What about the X2 value then? X2 value is increasing up to 1. So gradually it is increasing. Now see the vapor pressure. If you see the mole fraction X1 relating with the vapor pressure, when the X1 is equal to 1, the pure gas pressure is P1 naught, that is P1 naught. Now when the vapor pressure is, when the mole fraction is decreasing, vapor pressure also decreasing, because both are in direct relationship according to Raoult's law. What about X2? X2 is increasing, right? So the second curve, the second straight line is increasing up to when X2 is equal to 1, that is a pure component 2. Okay, so the vapor pressure must be known as P2 naught. Okay, P2 naught. Now we are going to connect these two lines. What are they? P1 naught as well as P2 naught. When you connect it, we are getting the line for P total, total pressure, that is equal to PA plus PB. This applies for solutions. These two positions are for pure solvent, but in between these situations, these gaps, we are seeing the solutions. Okay, this applies for a solution. Thank you, students. In this video, we have discussed about what is Rahl's law and how to express Rahl's law. Thank you very much.